Hello, this is a tutorial on how to download and use Kolordrum in your native DAW. So I would like everyone to first note that this is a software that runs within the TX16WX plugin, so you will first have to download that one and get it running in your DAW. So the first thing you're going to do is click on this link, which will take you to CWITC's download page for TX16WX. I recommend going with just the first one, as this is universal. It's the latest version, will work on both Mac OS and Windows. So you want to go ahead and download that one, which will download into your files. You can find it in Finder for Apple or My Files computer in your downloads. You want to double click on that, run it, install it, follow all the prompts, and once you're done, that should be all good and ready to go to use in your DAW. So let me switch over to Ableton, which is the DAW of my choice. And please excuse these extra tracks. I've been using it for my other tutorials. But yeah, once you're done installing TX16WX, you want to go ahead and first create a new MIDI track, since this is going to be an instrument. Alrighty, now from here you want to go into your plugins and find CWITC, which is what will show up first, and I want to put in TX16WX. So let's double click on that. Awesome, so that's now been put onto this track over here, which I've created. And if everything is looking like this, then that means you are ready to go and install Kolordrum. Alright, so now that you're done installing TX16WX ready to use, you will now be ready to install Kolordrum. So on the website, as soon as you click download for Kolordrum, that will download the zip file onto your files, and you should be able to use that one to load onto TX16WX to use my sampler instrument. Alright, so I've just switched over to my Finder box in my Mac. So once you've downloaded Kolordrum, it will be this zip file that's been downloaded onto your computer. Once you double click that, that should uncompress into this folder over here titled Kolordrum. Inside here, you've got all the relevant program and performance files, which will require to use in the sampler instrument. It also includes all of the processed samples from the sample pack, which is used in the sample instrument. So let's jump back over to Ableton. Alrighty, so now let's begin with using Kolordrum in your native DAW. So like before, we've loaded an instance of TX16WX onto an empty MIDI track. Now from here, what you're going to do is this icon over here, you can load performances, which is Kolordrum. So you want to click on that and then go and locate the Kolordrum folder that you've downloaded, the uncompressed version, and you want to choose the .tx performance file and open that up. Now this error message will show up, and that's just a part of the process. What you want to do now is go into the diminished samples and locate processed kick v1 and open that up. Awesome, so now this has been loaded into the channel. If you want to expand the channel by clicking on groups and regions, you will now see that that is in there, ready to use. Make sure that this track on Ableton is on record so that you can use your MIDI keyboard to utilize the instrument. Now let me just try using my MIDI keyboard to make sound. Yes, so that's working. So the kick sample is within TX16WX in this channel, and we can go ahead and start using that. You can switch it to another sound. Awesome, so you can see that I've already preloaded different velocities. Awesome. So right now we currently only have the diminished scale being loaded in. I am working on future versions where as soon as you load the performance file, it should load all 4 of the different scales. But to load the other 3, what you want to do is go into this icon, which is loading programs. Click on that one. Go back into your Kolordrum folder. And now you want to load the other 3. So right now, diminished.txt program has been loaded. Now let's load the dominant one. Open that up, and the same issue from before, that's fine. We'll go into the dominant samples folder and find that one's processed kick v1. Awesome. Now that one is in there. You can hear the difference in the chord, and if you look at your programs, both of them are in there now. And you just want to repeat that for the other 2. So let's go back into Kolordrum folder. Now what we have left, major and minor. So let's put in the major scale .txt program, and then go into major samples and find processed kick v1, and that should be fine now. Awesome, we've got our major chords, and final will be the minor scale. Kolordrum folder, minor.txt program, and then minor samples folder, and that one's processed kick v1, and that should work. Amazing. So if you take a look at your programs, all 4 scales are now loaded in, and you should be able to use Kolordrum in TX16WX. And as I did mention before, all of the samples are in here, so different sounds that you will be able to utilize. Please do make sure to have an individual sound soloed like this when you want to play that one individual sound. To switch to another sound, you want to turn the solo off and click the solo on to another sound. There you go, we've switched to a snare sound now. And I guess it would be possible to utilize 2 sounds at the same time. For example, let's have a snare and a rack tom. If you do that, we've got 2 sounds at the same time. So that's another lovely feature that we can utilize. And yeah, that is pretty much how you would use Kolordrum. So if we go back into Ableton's arrangement, and let's say I want to record something now, yeah, that's still going off. So once we record something, alright, so the MIDI information is in there using that sound, and if we play it back, amazing. Not the best melody of all time, but at least that is in there now and working. Thank you very much for choosing Kolordrum.